The presidential candidates in Haiti have wrapped up their campaigns tonight with loud musical rallies. There are 19 candidates seeking the post in Sunday's balloting. Among them, former prime ministers, an ex-first lady, and a popular musician. The victor will oversee billions of dollars in foreign aid pledged after the earthquake in January. And he or she will also inherit a mess. A News was back in Haiti this month. It's our second trip this year, reporting on the progress of a group from Langford as it works to rebuild an orphanage destroyed in the January quake.
Banquets are traditionally celebrations. And any way you cut it, for the children of this Haitian orphanage, a rare treat of sandwiches and potato chips is a banquet. A meal prepared by Langford firefighters celebrating their time spent with the children they came to help.
You have to really take a step back, separate yourself from the emotion in order to step in and hopefully make a difference and be effective while you're doing that.
And it has been a busy few days at the orphanage for the Langford team, sanitizing and rebuilding washrooms, laying 2 water lines and installing a fresh water supply, and offering first aid training. It's all part of a mission the community of Langford undertook 8 months ago to rebuild the orphanage destroyed by January's earthquake. But work on the chapel, school and kitchen, scheduled to be complete by November, hasn't even begun. The Langford team has had a hard time finding a qualified and reputable contractor to complete the project to post-disaster standards. During their visit, the solution appears in the contractor building cottages for the children.
They're made hurricane-resistant, earthquake-resistant, fire and termite-resistant. We're very, very pleased with how everything goes together. We've got very simple connections that are very sturdy and strong. Shelter to Home also meets another goal of the Langford team, providing Haitian workers with employment.
That's the first house we built in Haiti like that. Everybody come in here, they love the house. They would like to have a house like that.
It's that pride of ownership the project leaders hope will spread, encouraging other workers to use improved construction standards. And though it may be hard to find, there are other signs the country is moving forward following the earthquake. At the foot of hills scarred by rain during Hurricane Tomas lies one of the largest tent cities. More than 40,000 people live here. Compared to other refugee camps in Port-au-Prince, this camp is well run and clean. Business is beginning to take root. Nurses and doctors run a community health clinic, and there is even a cell phone store. Nearby, crews work on construction of permanent homes. Eventually, this will become a new city outside Haiti's capital. But there are challenges.
These are brand new classrooms, never been used. The reason they're locked up tight, the government hasn't taken responsibility for operating this school. And apparently that's not going to change until at least the November 28th Haiti presidential election.
Even then, there is no guarantee the school will be on the new government's radar. There are also social issues. The camp is miles from Port-au-Prince, and a number of women living here are lonely, craving the relationships they once had in the center of the city. It's a different picture back at the orphanage. Perhaps providing help where it's needed and wanted will be the key to the eventual success of the Langford project. Taking time to build not only a new community, but new relationships.
If the opportunity ever arose again where they say we need another work party to go over or we need help, of course I'd throw my name in. I'd really hope to be able to come back. And I guess if I wasn't picked in the same sense, I'd be quite upset because I think it would be amazing to come back and keep helping.
Haitian-born Shirley Guji is one of the RCMP officers from Ottawa who has been taking care of the orphanage and raising money to feed the children for the past 2 years. On her first trip to Haiti since the earthquake, what she sees at the orphanage and in the rest of the country gives her hope.
It's another world. It's a different way of thinking. It's a different culture. I hope people would realize how people want to make it and they want to have a better life. They just maybe doesn't know how to go about getting to that other life, like a better life.
It's something the Langford firefighters also know. And perhaps more than anything, it's that hope and joy on the faces of the children they have come to help that will stay with them long after they return home.
Stephen Andrew joins us now with more. Stephen, as we've seen in your reports this week, and they've been very good, many challenges that the Langford group is facing. So when will construction really get underway?
Well, Hudson, when Langford Mayor first made a commitment to get this project up and running, he said that all donations would actually be spent on the project and the money would go directly into the orphanage, not a penny wasted. And we've learned just a few moments ago that the contractor in our report will be awarded the contract, and the building is expected to be complete by June of next year. And that includes some additional work, such as draining the site to make sure they get rid of that stagnant water and building an 8-foot wall around the orphanage to provide some security.
Now, Stephen, tell us a little bit more about the cholera outbreak that's rampant there. When you were there with videographer Brendan Strain, you saw the treatment centers and what you saw in the refugee camps. Does it give you any reason to believe that the spread of the infection can be stopped?
Well, Hudson, officials from the UN and Doctors Without Borders believe it can, and here's the big if enough resources are poured into the country and quickly. They're calling for doctors and nurses, anyone who can help set up new treatment centers. And as we've heard earlier this week, Hudson, those numbers are doubling every single day, and they want people on the ground as quickly as possible to make sure that they can stem that tide.
All right, Stephen, it's been great to see what you guys did down there, and kudos to all the volunteers from Langford for their hard work.
They did a great job.
All right, Stephen Andrew, thanks.